Hey Colton. So as you know, I really enjoy reading, and the UK being the awesome place that it is, just so happens to be the home to more authors, and the setting to more books than I can even count. So of course, amongst all the touristy and studenty things that I'm doing here, I have to do some book touristy things as well. Colton, I've gone to sites associated with William Wordsworth, Robert Burns, the Bronte sisters, Walter Scott, Charles Dickens, Jane Austen, and William Shakespeare. I've taken some selfies, walked through some museums, and just poked around all these historic sites. And all the while, I couldn't decide whether or not it was just amazingly awesome, or just seriously strange. I mean, think about it. Shakespeare has been dead for over hundreds of years. The theater that he worked at was burned down and rebuilt. But yet, we still go there. Like, to see it. When I visit Shakespeare's birthplace, what exactly am I hoping to find there? I'm not gonna meet him. Am I just hoping that, like, the air and the sunlight will somehow be better because William Shakespeare once lived there? It honestly just sounds pretty nuts. But Colton, don't say I'm crazy just yet, because really we're only getting started. I've also been to Platform 9 3/4, where Hogwarts students will set out on the train for the new year. I went to 221B Baker Street, where Sherlock Holmes lived while he was solving the mysteries of London. And while it's really awesome, it's also entirely fictional. It's one thing to go to a place where real historical events actually happened, but it's an entirely different thing to go to a place where fictional characters did something that never actually happened. And to make it weirder, they aren't even in the right place. Platform 9 3/4 is not between platforms 9 and 10. It's like off to the side next to the gift shop. And when you walk down Baker Street, 221 doesn't even exist. Unless you count the gift shop and museum that's like awkwardly stuck between 270 and 280 somewhere. Alright, think about it like this. This sock that I'm wearing has no value, right? But what if I told you it was the Queen's sock? Or what if it was like Ben Franklin's sock? King Arthur's sock? Or what if this was Jesus' sock? Would it have more value then? It probably would. But why? And me visiting these places is like the exact same idea. But sorry, Colton. I realize I'm starting to sound maybe a little bit negative, when in reality I realize that it's weird and silly, but I still don't regret having gone. All books have a setting, but that place, wherever it is, ultimately only lives on the stages of our individual minds. Us visiting them doesn't actually affect anything, but if I came all the way from America to London and didn't see the place from which the Hogwarts Express left, I'd feel like I was missing some grand opportunity. Colton, like most things in our lives, these places that I visited only have meaning because we as people give them meaning. Which on one hand can be super depressing, because when we realize this, we could conclude that most things we do in our lives are inherently meaningless. They don't really have meaning free of the meaning that we give them. But on the other hand, that means that we are also directly in control of how much meaning our life has. I mean, if I can take a busy, average-looking train station and turn it into a meaningful, magical mecca for muggles, what else in my life could I just decide is meaningful? And then treat it like it is. My relationships, my hobbies, my interests, my work, all are meaningful simply because I say they are. Colton, we all want to live in a meaningful way and do meaningful things. But if that's just up to us, we can live as meaningfully as we hope to, just by deciding that we want to. So Colton, I'm gonna keep doing dorky things like visiting places where fake people went, because for some reason it is meaningful and fun.